Hello beautiful beings, and welcome back to the channel. Please remember to like if you're into this information and subscribe if you want some more. Today we're going to talk about HSPs, highly sensitive people, and empaths, and why they feel lonely and what they can do to start shifting that. And to also make peace with it because loneliness is kind of a piece, it's a little nugget of the journey of being a sensitive being. But the first thing I want to say is that loneliness doesn't come from a lack of people. It comes from a lack of connection. And there's two ways that empaths feel lonely. One, well, they can isolate. That's another story. But one way is that they're not getting the depth of connection, conversation, and understanding in their interactions. But what I see most often with highly sensitive people is they're not getting their itches scratched. Or one of the best analogies I can think of is if you've ever had a massage and you went in and you booked a massage and you had a really deep ache in your back and you told them, I need a deep tissue, here's where it is, I need you to get to it. And they never did. They did their lomi lomi, they did a Swedish massage, and they never got to that point. So you get up from the massage and you're like, okay, I got a massage. I should feel better. I should feel more relaxed. But you don't. You almost feel worse because the whole time you were laying there wanting that person to go deeper and get in there and, get to that place. And for empathic and sensitive people, they're very deep. The waters run deep in these people. So surface conversation is not as satiating for them as it is for a lot of people. Some people can just exchange with a neighbor, talk about current events or something, and they feel good and connected, right? And then we, as sensitive people, are sitting there like, God, I feel worse. I feel more disconnected. I feel more lonely in this room full of people that aren't going deep. I feel more lonely coming home after interaction because nobody met me on that level where that deep ache was, where I wanted to be seen or heard or have an exchange. So that's, I think, the number one reason why a lot of empaths feel lonely. They feel misunderstood. When you feel understood by someone, you feel connected. I think we've all had that experience where we have an exchange and it can just be for a few minutes, but someone really got you, they really saw you, they really understood you, and it just, you got your connection and it felt great and you're set for a little while. And on the flip side, you've probably had conversations that went on a while and you just came out feeling like like there was no real connection at all. So the depth of you needs to be felt, needs to be expressed. And that's why sometimes when we want to feel connection and other people aren't available to go to that depth with us, the best thing we can do is create, because creation allows us to express, touch into, see, feel, and connect with those deeper parts of ourselves. So we get into expression and flow, and that makes us really feel connected to ourselves, connected to creation, connected to the divine. Connection doesn't have to look like sitting with another human being all the time. It's a great thing. I want it for us all, and we all deserve that depth of connection and to be seen and heard and felt and witnessed on those levels. But it's not necessary, and it's not the only, that's what I mean to say, it's not the only way to feel deeply connected. And I think it works as a two-way street. When you feel really connected to yourself, the heart's magnetic. It draws in what it's holding. So if you're feeling like fired up and you're feeling like you're on your projects and you're letting your creative juices flow, even if you're just writing and then scrapping it, if you're letting yourself access the depth of who you are, you're going to magnetically start drawing in people who are more at that level. And I think that's one of the challenges of being an empath. We're kind of on the leading edge of things. And I'm not saying that to say empaths are, better or anything. It's just that we kind of have to lead the way, because no one's gone out ahead, usually. Oh my God, my train of thought just went out the window. Empaths. Connection. Oh yeah, so we have to drop in to that and access our own gifts, and then we can magnetize more people to us. But it takes bravery to go out ahead, right? Like, most people who are more normal tend to have more normal support systems, and this is for a few reasons. A lot of times they come into more normal families, and they were also more normal, so they didn't have as much conflict with their families and their support systems. So they have a broader support system, and a support system that says you can be all that you are, go for it. Versus empaths and highly sensitive people, we grew up being misunderstood. We grew up being the black sheep or the rainbow pony. We grew up being different and oftentimes ostracized or rejected or banished or neglected because we had needs that the non-sensitive parent didn't understand. So we have to kind of do things the other way around, which can be really confusing. To be like, okay, I just have to manufacture the courage and the confidence to go be myself, and then my tribe comes in, instead of having the tribe that gives you the confidence to go out into the world and be, because you've got that backbone, you've got all that support, you've got all that positive programming from the tribe. It's a lot easier that way. But I will say this, when you come from a circumstance where you don't have that, and where you have to manufacture your own gusto through your connection with the divine, through your connection with yourself, through trial and error, you get to be a really, 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 really authentic person. And that's a lot of times why empaths and intuitives are on the leading edge of things, whether it's healing or artistic endeavors or revolutions, because there's a huge hole in the clouds right now. Squirrel. We're bringing in the new information because we are not as imprinted as a lot of people, and a lot of that is because we didn't have the support system for the aforementioned reasons. We didn't have the support, and therefore we were kind of agitated into being our own person, because when you come from a really supportive family, it's easy to follow suit with that family. When you come from a family that wasn't able to or refused to offer you, your needs, you're a lot more inspired to just strike out and go, okay, who am I? What do I want? What do I believe in? Versus people who are, really well cared for. They're under this shelter, and it kind of sways them into being a little more that way. And there's pluses and minuses with both, but what I would say is the most soothing idea around this is that your soul came in for this experience, and the less that you fight it, and the more that you just embrace the wonderful weirdo that you are, the more fun you're gonna have. And I know I got a little off topic there, but it's all connected, right? So the magic is to connect in with yourself, to do what makes you feel connected instead of, don't try to reach for deep connection in people that keep showing you that they're not available for it. Don't keep going back to that Swedish massage therapist and asking for a deep tissue massage. Just be who you are. Be bold enough to connect with people who are as strange and wonderful as you, and be patient on the journey, because you are having to be very brave, and you're having to sort of build yourself from scratch and really discover who you are. And the more you can lean into that and be that, the easier it will be to, 1, feel connected with yourself, 2, feel connected with your art and your gifts, and 3, call in people who match your magnetism, match your frequency, match your depth, and have really satisfying human connection.